YouTube, this is your girl Naturally Greer. I'm coming to you from my couch where I'm usually in my house. I just wanted to do like a quick Q&A kind of thing so you can get to know me better and hopefully relate to some of the things that I've gone through and some of the things that have happened to me in this natural hair journey. So any questions or comments you have about anything that I mentioned in this video, you know, my feelings are not soft, so you know, you can comment below and just leave them there. So I write everything down, so now I have to find what I wrote, so give me one moment. And I literally have paper everywhere, so anyway, found it. Okay, so I just have some basic questions, some things that if I was being introduced to YouTube or you know, I was watching a person's channel for the first time, I would want them to say to me, or they would, you know, relate to me in some kind of way. And I forgot my lip gloss, and who wants to see chapped lips? So let me go get that. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back and they're all moisturized. If you were wondering what I put on my natural lips, I've been using this little, I don't know if you can see it, but it's by Mary Kay. It's called Lip Liqueur in a chai latte. I love chai lattes, so that's why I picked it out. I don't know, but I like it. It's a good like neutral base kind of lip glossy lipstick thingy. So anyway, it comes with a little applicator. So anyway, so let's get to the Q&A. My husband says I can't dance, so whatever. I like to bust a move when I can. Anyway, so the whole point in this video, or the whole point in this channel, is to talk about my natural hair care journey and what I do and what I've learned and how I apply that to the rest of my life kind of thing. Or how do I take natural hair and incorporate that into the rest of my life. So that's what I'm going to relate in this video, as well as with the videos that I do on my channel. So hopefully you've gotten a good roundabout of that already. You haven't seen a lot of things that I want to do or touch on, so you know, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of things to come, and so I hope you stay tuned. I hope you subscribe if this is your first time checking me out. Hi, how you doing? Hey, subscribe. No jokes, subscribe. Yeah, so why did I go natural? I went natural because I wanted to be different. That was the first thing. I live in the South, and in the South there are not, when I went, there was not a lot of naturals out there. Battery, really? My battery's going out. Give me a second. Okay. Alright. So, battery's fixed. Everything's in working order now. Okay, why did I go natural? I went natural when I was about 23, 24, which is a while ago. I won't say how long. Why the heck not? I'm 30 now. I'll be 31 this year. I live in the South, so when I went natural, the concept was just like coming around this area. Like, not a lot of people were doing it. If they were covering up with weaves or braids or something like that. It wasn't like a lot of people just out and about like, hey, I'm natural, hey. And it wasn't a lot of shops. So it was just like, who do I get to do this for me? Like, who to manage this? And so that is why I turned to YouTube. I was just like, I can't find nobody. So when I turned to YouTube, it was in this desperate attempt to figure out what the heck was I gonna do with my hair once I went natural, because I had never dealt with my hair in a natural state. When my hair was natural, like as a little girl and stuff like that, you know, my mom dealt with it, and then when she was tired because my hair was so freaking thick, you know, I got it pressed, and then after that kind of wore its course because, you know, we'd go outside and play and sweat it out and all that good stuff. Then we got perms. I was the first out of me and my oldest sister to get a perm because my hair was like literally like popping and breaking combs, and like my hair was just thick, and my mom didn't know what to do with it. So I was just like, okay. So I got my first perm at about, I'd say 11, 10 or 11, something like that. And so the downward spiral started from there. So I'm not gonna go into all of that, but you know, like everybody, my hair cycled. It would do well sometimes and then it'd break. It would do well and then it would shed a lot. You know, I've had anywhere from, you know, hair down to almost bra length. Well, not really, not with a perm. I mean, I may have had like right here, like, you know, like a decent length hair, and as short as like a Chinese bob with like the bang and everything. So, you know, I went in between that level. I was able to obtain the most length with my hair natural, being maybe a little bit below my bra length, and I'll explain to you why it's not that long anymore in a little bit. So yeah, when I got married to my husband, we've been married 9 years. Jeez, 9 years. So, you know, when I did have a relaxer, because I was relaxed when we first got together, he, you know, I would always just be like, babe, I can't do nothing with my hair, like we can't go nowhere. And he'd just be like, you know what, I'm tired about this hair, whatever, you've been talking about going natural. He was like, just go natural, because maybe, you know, maybe you'll have a better situation with the head going on if you do go natural. So I was just like, all right. I was like, you support it? Cool. So I'm gonna go natural. Tidbit of information, it's very hard to find like a lot of African American men that actually support a woman transitioning or being natural. And you know, like I said, this is me talking from my own experiences. And so what I experienced being and living in the South is that most African American males do not prefer women, African American women with natural textured hair, unless they got some of that mixed stuff going on or whatever. Like if you just straight like from the motherland, like 4A, 4B, 4C type hair or whatever the case may be, you're not the first pick in the dating pool, let's put it that way. Now, I may be wrong, comment below and let me know, but you know, this is not just my personal experience. It's like, you know, friends around me that have transitioned. This is like people that I've known that have been natural for the longest, that like either get their hair pressed or, you know, wear a lot of braids or something like that. This is things that they've told me as well, you know, and I've seen a different culture change or shift with it over the last couple of years, but it's nowhere where it is like if you would go up north or somewhere else or in another country. It's a different cornucopia of people in the South. And so I love that my husband embraced that in me. And so that gave me the will and, you know, to go on this journey of becoming natural and things like that, because I had to go ahead by him, and that made it more of a pleasant experience. So, you know, if you have somebody that's like not very respectful of you going natural or not very respectful of the process, you know, that can make it very hard to transition. And so, you know, it really plays on your want to do so. So, you know, if that's what you want to do, then, you know, I say go for it, because I did, but you know, you got to work within the realm of what you feel is necessary. How was my first big chop? My first big chop was an experience, to say the least. The lady, like I said, in the South, when I did do it, there wasn't a lot of people who were like really well versed on doing natural hair in its natural state. A lot of people would press natural hair, but they would never do natural hair in its natural state per se. So when I went to someone, it was a lady who was more versed on doing locks, which she was known as a lockologist. And so that's what you found down here. You found people that were willing to press natural hair, or you found people who were willing to lock natural hair, but you weren't finding a lot of people who were like willing to do like a twist out on your natural hair, or not, or willing to just manipulate your hair without any type of like weave or anything in it. So when I went to her, she, you know, she didn't really like look at my textures and see what was going on. Like this front part of my head is just like my mama. and then the back part of my head is like my daddy. And what I mean by that, my mom has like soft hair, and they like their like temple area is kind of like thinny, and it's easy to manipulate, and like it really responds quickly to anything. So if I was to press this hair, it presses fast. If I was to process this hair, it processes fast. So when she started cutting, I had grown my hair out for like months, almost a year. And when she started cutting, I wound up with about 2 inches of hair, and I was like, what the heck happened? And as my hair started to grow and I started to like see my hair and know what it was and like see the difference in the textures and blah blah blah, I noticed that this texture in the front was different. And so she just kept cutting because she thought it was still permanent. And I just kept like saying, like, I think you cut enough. And you know, just FYI ladies, when you go get your hair like big chopped or whatever for the first time, make them cut it gradually. Like, don't just let them like just chop all your hair off, because some people are not ready for that. You know, the big chop or whatever they want to make it to be is not for everybody. So like, just say, you know, let's cut it little by little and let's see how I can deal with it. Because, you know, if you still have some like straight ends or perm on the ends or whatever, some people are willing to manipulate with that just to keep their hair a certain length. So, you know, when you go for that big chop, make sure that you're willing to deal with the ramifications of the big chop. You know, everybody's not willing to. If your hair has never been past a certain length, then to do the big chop and have like 2-3 inches of hair is not for everybody. I appreciated my big chop, my first one, because I was able to like learn a lot about my hair. After she did that to my head, hairdresser was like out of the picture for like almost 2 years. I like did all of my single strand twist myself, double strand twist myself, flat twist. I did everything, and I really learned my hair, and I appreciated being able to learn how my hair responded to products, how my hair responded to the weather, how my hair responded to just different things that it came in contact with. And you know, by always manipulating it and doing it myself, I saw what my hair liked. So I think that's very important, and I think that's what a lot of people obtain by doing the big chop. So, you know, if you want to do a big chop, go for it. I did it. But if you don't think you can handle it with it, you know, to transition little by little or to cut it here little by little, it's not a bad thing.